Hey everyone, this is Jenny Garcia and this is a Project Life process video using the Document 365 kit from the Cut Shop, and this is the February kit. There's one for each month and I'm very excited about the March one because it has so many cute colors, and this one from February is pretty geared towards Valentine's Day, but it also has like regular stuff that you can use. And I turn a few of the papers into cards to the point that I'm not even sure which ones are the cards and which one are the papers. I think the hearts were paper. Actually, I think both of these. But you can easily change the size. The papers, you can also do, the full 8.5 by 11, or you can make them smaller like this, or you can always cut them, print them in a letter size and then cut them down. I just love the super tiny patterns, and I love how this starburst looks on the left cookies. And I use a die from T6, and it's just one of those nestle dies that it's circles. I love using dies. I feel that when I use my punches, they kind of like ruin the border of the photos, especially. So I prefer to use dies. I'm also going to use the ephemera that comes in the kit, and I use my Canon, no, sorry, not my Canon. I use my Silhouette Cameo 4 to cut them out. I do use my Canon Pixma, the TS9520, to print all of my papers and print the elements. I also have a Cricut. I don't know why I never was a fan of the Cricut. I prefer to use the Cameo. In that debate, I think that you gotta decide on your own. Everyone loves the different machine for a reason, so I think it's very personal. I also got some washi that I picked to match the collection. I always use washi in my Project Life spreads, so I always, whenever I use, whether it's from the Cut Shop, such as Twist kits, the Studio Calico kits that I get in the mail, I always pick washi tape. I have so much, and it's such a good layer. It's an item that I use a lot for layering, so I always use a little bit of washi, maybe a word, and a little sticker like a heart or a star. I have a lot of enamel dots that I should be using, and these are just cookies that my daughters made for Valentine's Day, and I took pictures in a white plate and cut them out. This is a photo of my daughter in, we were at Target, and I love this photo. You can see like the whole aisle, and it's one of those photos that I didn't take it, and was like, let me look at the angle and how wide and how far apart from her I should be. It's one of those things that you snap it, because my daughter moves a lot. I can, like, it's hard for me to get her to pose or to stay in one place, and I also don't like it. I do love organic photos where they are just doing their thing, and this is one of those photos that I wasn't aware that it was gonna look so well. I just took it, and then as I added them, I'm like, oh man, this is a cool photo. And I'm just adding more items. I love that the iPhone, whenever you click on a photo, if you swipe up, it will tell you the day you took it, the time, all that, for people, especially when people do day in the life, or whenever you want to use one of those stamps that has either the date, the day of the week, or the time, is perfect for that. I love how this turned out. I used one of the hearts from the ephemera pack, and I kind of wish that I cut out more. It's just that in January they had some cute stars that look like string art, and I went crazy with those. I print and cut so many of those. Then I was like, okay, I can't do this in the next month because it's excessive. But I wish I've done it with these hearts. They're so perfect. And then I stamp a taste of perfection, and I think that stamp set was from Feed Your Craft, and I loved Feed Your Craft. I think it's one of those companies that I'm just gonna miss a lot. I'm just gonna layer it with a dye. I hate when it gets too light, when the lighting gets a little crazy. Sorry about that. I do try to fix it when I edit it, but it can be a little hard. And I'm just gonna add a few extra sprinkles. This roll of stickers, I got it at Tuesday morning a while ago, and it's a great paper Valentine's Day collection. It's not available anymore. I haven't been to Tuesday morning in a while, and I've heard that they got more crafty things that I love. Extra crafty things. Not that I need it, not that I should be going to stores to look at stuff, but I don't know, retail therapy though. And that space was perfect. If you don't like the clusters of embellishments, you can always use a software or an app to add a little journaling to your photos. It's something that I think about all the time, especially whenever I see people doing it on social media. And when it's time to like print the photos or do it, like I don't do it at all. I think it's the whole, the doing the so many pictures and big batches that kind of like I just get concentrated on making the photos look a little bit better, that I forget about journaling. And these stars are the ones that I talked about. Luckily the color matches. This collection is the similar blue, gray. And the next month I also believe that you could mix a few of the elements from February and January with the March collection, so I do like that. I just added a little cloud from the Pipstick stickers, and I'm gonna use the same stamp set from Feed Your Craft. If you are a digital stamper, you can find these in a Creative Bubble website, but sadly you can't buy the actual stamp anymore, which sucks. So I had 2 currently cards, and I always write my currently stuff, what I'm watching, what I'm reading. I write it on the back very lightly with a pencil so I can erase it in case I find a better color. What I do is I print the currently card on top of one of the pattern papers from the Shop, and I love how it looks. It's super subtle. So one of those little extra scraps I use to stamp that circle. And then I have a few little word stickers. I was trying to make something fit in there, but I really couldn't. Those I made with a background I made in an app, and then I just added things that I use every day. Then I went to my awesome puffy stickers and added a banana, which makes no sense, but it's a food. And this was Tutu Day at my daughter's school, and it was February 2nd of 2022. So Tutu. Actually, yeah, well, it's 5 twos, but yeah, that was way too many twos. I don't think I had enough, so I just added 3 twos, and you will see them later. And I'm just layering one of the hearts from this collection with the little star from past year, and these letters mean outfit of the day, and it worked out perfect with the little layout, because my daughter had like a unicorn hoodie with her tutu. Those leggings are like Halloween leggings. I let her dress herself, and I don't care. Look, I wish that my kids like sit down and they wouldn't like mess up their hair 20 seconds after I'm done doing their hair, but they're not those kind of kids, and I've gotten used to it. I don't mind. So whenever I take pictures of my girls, their hair is not perfect. Their outfits sometimes is kind of quirky and weird. Sometimes they nail the outfits they pick. Sometimes they look super adorable, but in real life, we don't look great like we came out of a magazine 24/7. It's just real life. Like in this photo, her hair looks pretty nice. And she has the same hoodie, it's just that she doesn't. I think that was a weirdly warm day in February, which we're having a very warm winter over here in Maryland, to the point where the cherry blossoms are starting to bloom. And it's because, climate change. It's an unusually warm winter, so it's kind of scary. And at first I used a pink heart, but it blended too much with the XO, so I switched it to a blue that kind of matches her hoodie. And these stamps are from Studio Calico, but they are designed by In a Creative Bubble. And I love the stuff that In a Creative Bubble makes. So I am going to, like, whenever I use a new stamp, and I made a whole video about this if you want to see it, about stamping on photos, and these are tips that you can use stamping on paper too. Whenever I have a new stamp set, I like to use an eraser to kind of remove that plastic film on top of new stamps. So I use the eraser, I add ink, I clean it. I had Lawn Fawn chamois, but it got disgusting. It lasted years. Shout out to the chamois for hanging in there so many years. But my husband had like a ShamWow sort of item, and I was like, can I have a piece of that to see if it works? And it works out perfectly. You can also get a similar item at Dollar Tree. At first I stamp with Fish and Pond by Waffle Flower Crafts, and it didn't show up really well, so then I used that blue from it was from the Messy box, but that doesn't exist anymore. But there used to be, their kit was made by Studio Calico, so I believe, I'm not completely sure, but I think that the something blue ink matches the color of that ink. They also released a new ink that is kind of like faded. It's so pretty. I was so tempted to get it, but I actually shopped a little in Studio Calico. Don't hate me, but they had a sale, and then on top of that they had free shipping, and there was a kit that I've been wanting for a while, and it was only $15. But it's adorable. I'll show you when it arrives. And this kit, no, actually that Wednesday is from the February kit. As you can see, that yellow kind of matches the February kit pretty well, and the star matches too, so they're pretty good to combine. I have them in separate set of sleeves for now. Maybe down in the long road I'll just put all the embellishments together, all the cards together, but for now I like how it is. And I know that, oh, you know what, I like those blue stars. Let me go to my January CD sleeve, and then I use my label maker to label the CD cases. I think I showed that in the last video. And I just added the I love you. My daughter was sleeping there, and I love that heart. I believe it was in a 4x6 card, but the backing was like white, so I just cut around it to put it on top of this card, which is perfect for journaling. And I did cover the 2023. Oh my god, I'm like so behind. Because these photos are from 2022, so it's not too bad. I do have to finish. I'm almost done with 2019, but I hope that you still find my process useful, and you can find inspiration even though it's outdated. It's also pretty cool to look back and see how much my girls have grown. I was doing a spread from 2019 a few days ago, and my little one looked so little, and my oldest looked a lot younger too. So it's fun to look back and be like, wow, they grew a lot. And I plan to write on those little spaces too, but I just figured that I was just going to embellish them, and then I'm going to use the card with the flowers to add some journaling on top of that. And I didn't think I was gonna love that quick pick as much as I do, but man, I love it. It's so awesome. And I just talked about the weather and how strange it was. It was either freezing or, super warm. And this kind of like got ruined. I don't think I used the eraser enough, and it just pulled the photo and it looked terrible. So I had to clean it. Part of the paper from the photo stuck to the stamp, and it was kind of a pain to remove. It wasn't too hard, it was just annoying, especially because I was working on this. So what I did was that I took a scrap of the sticker paper that I use for my silhouette, and I just stamped it there and then cut around it. And now I'll just cover it. You don't need to use sticker paper, you can also use regular, whatever cardstock you use. And this color of ink is Pink Lemonade from Studio Calico. As you can see, look at that outfit. Red, purple galaxy pants, and green polka dot socks. That's an awesome outfit, but it's not all perfect. Like, my sister has my niece, she's a little model. She's always like dressed to the nines, and I look at my kids and they're like, well, they're my kids. They are weirdos. But I do love those kind of outfits. They're like really them. And she looks like a kid too. She's 8 there. So I think she should get permission to match the polka dot green socks with the galaxy purple pants. And here I'm just going to layer those word stickers that I made with a label. And I'm going to use a lot of those stars. They're just, I don't know, they work well all around the layout. So maybe next time I print and cut the March kit, which I haven't print and cut that yet. I wanted to finish the project for this month before I did that. So maybe if they have a staple like that, like a start or a heart, I will use it. And those stickers are very old. They're from Pretty Little Studio. Most of my little word stickers are from Pretty Little Studio. So if you ever need any little word stickers, I would head there first. Here I just wanted to put something on top, and I layered these flowers. They're so beautiful, and I made a line because I wanted to write my journaling before I glued the flowers, because sometimes they kind of get stuck in the typewriter, so it's better to do it after. So what I do is I make a line with pencil, that way I can erase it if it's visible. If it doesn't matter, then I'll just put it on top. I'm gonna layer them a little bit. And I'm gonna use the days of the week on top, since I was talking like pretty in general about a few of the things that we did that month. I also took photos, which is weird for me. I don't take too many selfies. It's so weird because my hair went through the motions. Like, I had purple hair. I still have like half of my hair is purple because I hate bleaching my hair, and I'm dreading it. I don't want to go back to brown, but I don't want to bleach it. Who gets me? but I do color the part that it's bleach purple, and it has gone through so many colors, so that has been fun to watch. And since this was a monthly spread, I also have a little 6x8 insert that I added a few more photos. I go with the motions. I may have a double spread that is only 1 week or one occasion, and then I have and then I have a monthly one, or week 1 and week 2. That depends, on how many photos I took. So that's why I like this format. I love memory planning, but I feel that it would be too strict for me and it wouldn't work as well. And this is the little insert. I also had a 6x8 insert. It's just a note that my daughter's aunt wrote to them. She sent them like these blank cookies. She bakes for a living, makes beautiful cakes, and she sent them like the cookies and extra sprinkles and frosting and all that, and that was really fun. And here you can see the currently card. I kind of skipped it, but yeah, you can see it on top. My typewriter went all wonky there. And here's a picture of my craft room back then. I added a few things, but I hope you enjoyed this video. Thanks so much for watching. It's kind of a long one, but thank you for watching. Have an awesome day. Bye.